The Gender Recognition Act Reform or Repeal Group had its first meeting on the 24th of June 2020. It was born out of increasing anger and despair at the current state of our public debate, or the lack of it, around issues of fundamental importance to women. We wanted to turn those negative emotions into positive action. We hold regular Zoom meetings to discuss our aims and strategy. Everyone's welcome, provided they're courteous and don't talk over others. The GRARG has two aims. First, to discuss openly and publicly reform to the Gender Recognition Act, to show there is nothing in this discussion which is shameful or wrong. Second, to take positive action to reform or repeal the GRA. To that aim, we have a manifesto, and we hold these truths to be self-evident. We have a right to speak publicly about the laws of our country. This speech is protected political speech under the ECHR Article 10. Others have a right to disagree with us, but no one has the right to harass or threaten any other who is exercising their right to protected political speech. Discussion of laws and policy must be open, and those impacted by law or policy must be consulted. With regard to sex, gender and gender identity, the definition of a woman is adult human female. The definition of a man is adult human male. There are only two sexes, male and female. Sex is determined at fertilization and revealed at birth or even before. Sex is not determined by clothes, hairstyles, choice of pronouns or activities. Human beings cannot change sex. The existence of rare and well-described differences of sexual development, DSDs or so-called intersex conditions, does not negate the fact that sex is binary and does not prove the existence of any third sex. It is unacceptable to use those with DSDs to provide support for any argument that there are more than two sexes. A person with a DSD is either male or female and has a right to be recognised as such. Sex is relevant in many areas of life, including healthcare, safeguarding and risk assessment, sexual relationships and reproduction, bodily privacy and consent, protections against sex discrimination and the collection of statistics. Gender used to be a more gentle synonym for sex, but its meaning has changed over time, and it is now more commonly used to describe the roles, behaviours and social expectations associated with the two sexes. Gender can be perceived as oppressive and potentially harmful to all people of both sexes, as it may impose unfair and limiting stereotypes on both men and women. People should be free to express themselves by their appearance and how they talk about themselves without being limited by expectations imposed by their sex. Nobody should be harassed, threatened, or suffer unlawful discrimination because of how they look or wish to be called. Gender identity is a phrase used to describe a belief held by a minority of people about their identities and the nature of them. This may be expressed by the clothes worn, hairstyles, choice of pronouns and activities. A belief in a gender identity is subjective, cannot be falsified and is not universally accepted as true. Sex, gender and gender identity are therefore categorically different things and must not be conflated. Sex is a protected characteristic pursuant to the Equality Act of 2010. Gender or gender identity are not. Single and separate sex services, associations and sports are protected by the Equality Act 2010. So there you have it. That's our manifesto. Those are the self-evident truths that we will no longer waste our time or energy in arguing about. They are true. But we are very welcome and open to discussion on all other aspects of how we could reform or repeal the GRA to protect the rights of all. If you want to join any of our meetings, please do so. They are open to everyone.